say President Mahama ono na ye di we say dina ebeye ne de anase ye betena Ghana ha bu ye ni aguso atwa ntro say ye nimu say a president yere no mukra na atwa ticket di omutu kwan and I am saying this on the basis say the Chief Justice is not an administrative officer for the executive.
Yeah.
The Chief Justice is the head of the judiciary. And all judicial powers is vested in the judiciary under Article 125.3.
Okay.
Ghana hane yedemra yewo supremacy of the constitution and a rule of law. Chief Justice be enu ha yehwe no, although the process of the appointments and removal and all that involves the president, the Judicial Council, the Council of State. Between the time obe take position no and in the end of term obeja position at all no onye an appointee or a staff of the executive.
Yeah.
Because Ghana Rapport Constitution no achiche the authorities of states into 3.
Okay.
And the executive power under Article 58 Clause 1. Or say the executive authority of Ghana shall vest in the president and shall be exercised in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Until Mampenye Juma Sanya is subject to the provisions of the constitution. So now here Article 93.2. Vested the legislative power. Article 93.2 also subject to the provisions of this constitution. The legislative power of Ghana shall vest in Parliament and shall be exercised in accordance with this constitution. And the Parliament is subject only to this constitution, not to the President. And I will call Article 125.3. The judicial authority of Ghana, or say the judicial power of Ghana shall be vested in the judiciary. Accordingly, neither the President nor Parliament nor any other organ or agency of the President or Parliament shall have or be given final judicial power.
Yeah.
In the wisdom of the Constitution, no. Say yebano judiciary mu interpretation, final adjudication year. Chief Justice and so to say President in the judiciary.
Yeah.
Also the 2 mean sanity.
Yes.
On your administrative body. On or yes subject to the authority of the executive. Imagine send obi beko parliament do akoka say yes say the right honorable speaker of parliament honorable Abam Bagbe yes so the year to kwama parliament eto ticket man enti e ba be pam
e so de ke tunda dada okoduba ya ne ne cook meboa house debe ni no omo de omo ko state in the tia nipa be 6
enti I am saying say the basis omo person omo gina so di etu maami na wo ka say omo ahye kokoa mu na omo achechire da bi NDC fo anhye kokoa mu anchechire
omo ye na modde obi ehunu
ye me ense ni omo ka kire ye ese omo mu no reset bebrebe na omo ka ne kire say omo mu hunu say NPP fo doso wo judiciary mododo tio by NPP for they mean say under President Akufo-Addo judges are appointed to the superior court and even the lower court but more target was usually at the Supreme Court enti omadwen omo so omo ba ese so omo hwehwe NDC for omo so a judge for na omo appoint na omo nkrofo nkodoso ewo superior court omo anka no kokoa mu abonten
what kind of bonten
even after omo lose omo lose election omo win abai the national chairman of the NDC oko granting interview or say Chief Justice na de oko say de isi ho na omo ni kire
I said it
yeah omo ba say omo ba be to Chief Justice and fa ho ne say say waye papa na waye boni ana wonye bibia omo nkan sie President Mahama no accept even in opposition and no share NDC for lawyer for and somehow no ankasa bebre wa bobi o show you so amatia can na che say oye na dwene say at all cost maame no ye be chichiro ye be sane ye say etu no na godon you know the interesting thing aba ye de bo techi ye de bo no wie ya na asoki wo kerosene mu eduru ba so a yeah, the bebo no.
Twice.
So all those who are advocating for Mahama, it's not for her as an individual, but we are saying say, "Obeda sorry ochina." Chief Justice now who want to say, are you trying to say so? No time will be co-terminus with yours.
I said it
because on also so beko no be aba be kase na nimu kra anya no fe enti me the petition aba yenyi no uko almost say article 14610 Emma president akonya say he may suspend the chief justice subject to investigation or mobile babe he has the power when the constitution says may a discretionary power any the amount. So knowing how trivial the issues are, President Mahama could have chosen to say I will not suspend the woman.
In fact, in the case of Mrs. Charlotte was saying President Kufuor you na constitution say shall suspend and I'm what was it me or sha yeah,
146 in the case of the chief justice in me.
No, I'm talking about
their removal is all subject to article 146 because their appointment is also pursuant to qualification.
So Nana Kufuor then decide they say one suspend the mamma until say assembly be die ye report to be told anymore yen the constitution is woni hu de obeye bia constitution is o man ntina wontina e se won kwa report ba se wontina won kwa wonko e ba e se won omonko enu ano no he didn't suspend her but what de wonya kwa suspend even ahead of receiving the petitions.
And I am telling you say it is so sad, okay, because NDC for no basis in an say, ye po be in because you say President Kufuor time near Pamo Mame Charlotte say.
Yeah.
Now, Brago don't me know ya and even this particular studio, ya analysis on this issue.
Yeah.
Now, and Kwalano Mokasana at the time of that incident, let me say no moon the politics echi. Yeah, baby. And I'm the deputy ISIS. Omunyina church petition against each other.
Yes.
I come to Kwama audio babon to no more papa more omako. If you hear the audio
trading accusations
na bomo chiche free so ase be catch us or then chima we ginechi and even that no a call for investigation, not any rash action omo ankasa inside na no mo submit documents but you have a situation
other to the Yoko.
So at the end of the day no don't come and trivialize and say because omomu procurement breaches there were other issues I'm reporting the deputies to Yoko. There were recordings of one of the female commissioners. What can some man did that bontema na isi no kra na nyam bia ni mu bio. All of a sudden was a sadia ye po bia yinadi. Na ye po bia yinadi no so no it is the head of the judiciary and na say yinadi because obi say mema ko before the court. I'm a panel of 5 judges. Court natch me contempt.
O mat kwatie tie.
Enti no ye tie enti me the petition amba say yenyi ma me no kwatie. Court
it was a panel.
A panel of 5. And also court achi no contempt. Enti no ma me na preside enti ese yenyi ma.
Areho.
Enti asem no ase ye ka wada ye ka no samu ase nkrofo nche dante asem na se. And maybe senti na obi nkofa impeachment proceedings against president say because first lady and to abama o
betrem emu da ho
and I am man to be bia na emu e dey attract kitamala na be who NDC small boys and girls nkwala ese ma mini twa business class mo nkwala nketenkete ye hu mu on first class mu di dollars nkwala nketenkete totofefe wa mo mo bra bia na in any case bra godon why na ye be appointed to the Supreme Court wa bra on meet the minimum threshold for appointment.
Oh, they say you can't cross it. So we
one year lawyer. One practicing for 15 years.
Yes.
One you proving integrity be appointed to the Supreme Court. President Kufuor bedi mampenyi 8 years. The bena President Kufuor Saki Supreme Court friend say
one saki will be other
there be na maybe say
there be
the banner President Kufuor Saki will be because he did not intend and never interfered with the judiciary. If it is the case say Musu obi aya appointing at the time of President Kufuor be a NPP judge and na mo kire say 7 na President Mahama do omaba